Hi, Cappy. I'm sorry I talked too much. This is part two, starting with your fifth house for the month of December. Now, this is Taurus for you. You have Uranus here and you have Vista here. And let me take a look for a second. It looks like for most of the month, this fifth house is talking to, again, your first house and your 12th house, which is going on in Sagittarius. So it's talking about the communication, illuminating the hidden self. It's got Athena, the warrior goddess, in the 12th house as well. It's talking about, finding new ways to strategically talk to yourself, communicate to yourself, parts of your hidden self, overcoming parts of that self-deception, self-undoing that's caused grief, sorrow, shame, blame, where you've been inflexible with yourself, how to change the rules, the walls, the boundaries for a better, healthy self-awareness, physical body, personality, appearance, view of life, and your very pursuit of pleasure, your very creativity, your personal interests, your hobbies, even your love life. Because the fifth house is our creativity itself. Now, we were being told by Spirit it's your creative expression. A lot of what's going on with the throat chakra. But the throat chakra is also how you express yourself. And the fifth house is your expression and your creativity of finding pleasure of who and what you are and what your life is. But it seems like there's things of the past for many of you that you feel like are keeping you from getting to that. And you're overcoming pieces of that throughout the whole month, learning how to really get right with your inner child and let your inner child help you reignite a flame within yourself. Really reignite your pursuit of pleasure and finding a part of yourself that's allowing yourself to be more fun and more freeing. It's allowing you to figure out what ticks in you that makes you enjoy life and where you've kept yourself from believing you can have that, where you've kept yourself in the grief, sorrow, shame, blame game that's kept you from really being able to touch base with that, bring that into the forefront, into your awareness, into your self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, into your personality, your appearance. And they do say it has a lot to do with the communication you are having with yourself as to how much enjoyment you are having in life. And you need to learn to get past some of your own self-deceptions that's kept you from being able to create that pursuit of pleasure and bringing fun back in, enjoyment back in. And you'll be going through that for most of the month because, like I said, as I move it, I am definitely seeing your personal independence, your individuality, your uniqueness, your freedom is asking you, where are you shining or not shining? Now, the thing is, Uranus and Eris are still very close, even though Eris is in Aries, which Eris is still holding on to that trouble, toil, and strife. So there's parts of yourself that you don't yet believe in. You haven't yet found your truth. You haven't yet realize to put your crown back on. There's what I feel like is there's pieces of you that needs to be regrounded in a healthy self-love, a healthy, fun love, your own personal interests, your independence, your individuality, your uniqueness, freedom, and believing in yourself and bringing that back. There's a part of you you're breathing back into life, or you're learning how to. But what's kept you is things in the past that's made you make decisions, make you do things because of grief, sorrow, shame, blame. That's kind of redirected you. They're showing you where some of those redirections actually may be blocking you from actually finding what you want and learning how to rise above that and change. Again, I keep getting this has to do with physical changes, physical body, physical reality. Not just thinking about it, but actually physically doing it and taking that chance to make these changes and actually go after some of that pursuit of pleasure. Because if you're not finding pleasure in life, then you're not going to find how to create that inner emotional security, which will keep you from your self-worth, self-value, self-esteem. So it seems like that's pretty much what they are trying to get at for you for the month, because Spirit is still intervening. Now, in the 6th house, I don't have anything going on here. That just means you're not being influenced in any way in your daily work, your daily routines, your mundane tasks. And like I was saying earlier, there's something going on with some of the people, places, and things for many of you, and the energies that you are consuming. And are those energies from those people, places, and things healthy for you in your everyday tasks? Because they're so much more than we realize that they are. And we just need to have awareness of that. Now, in the 7th house, like I said, you have the North Node here. This is also where the full moon will take place on the 12th. We already kind of went over that, so I'm going to go ahead and skip it. Now, in the 8th house is where the rules and the relationships, the rules of the relationships, the joint efforts, joint finances, joint resources are where they're dealt with. This is where healing is made within the relationships by understanding what the rules are. And do the rules need to shift within these relationships? This is Leo for you. This is very much, you're very firm and bold about what you think the rules need to be. There's nothing here influencing it. The only thing that's influencing it on either side of the relationship zone is that North Node, which is saying all of this is going to come down to, are you putting the proper nurturing into these relationships? Are you putting the proper nurturing into them, or is there too much neglect going on in them? Because the North Node will not allow these relationships to move forward unless they are being healthy, unless they are coming forward in positive ways, because the North Node is all about what you have to learn. And Cancer, it's about nurturing. It's also about the mothering or feminine aspect and learning what we have to learn. Where the proper shield is, like I said, and we're coming back, it's bringing me back to the relationship zone of what the rules are. So are the rules walls and responsibilities and boundaries and these relationships supporting the joint finances, the joint resources, the joint efforts? Is that communication truthfully just? And understanding that it has to be nurtured in order to move forward, or you're going to have a threefold karmic energy come back on you that will keep you from moving forward positively. In the 9th house, you don't have anything going on in here. This is Virgo, but let me remind you, Virgo has Regulus in it, which means Virgo is all about details. She's the detail-oriented supervisor of our life. For you, this is where your ethics, your morals, your spiritual urges, your higher education, this is where your higher self is. But Regulus being in Virgo now has changed that anal retentive organizational idea of what these ethics, these morals, these spiritual urges are, because Regulus has brought a new level of heart to it. It's considered the heart of the lion. And it only moves 1 degree, I think, for like every 77 years. So it's only in like 1st degree. I mean, we're not going to see this leave anytime soon. So your higher self is learning how to put some heart and soul behind it. on a different level than what you've learned before, helping on a heart chakra and a soulful unconditional love level to truly understand these ethics, these morals, these higher learnings, this higher wisdom, the higher self. You're coming into a new kind of unconditional love and a new kind of unconditional truth within that unconditional love of what that higher self and its spiritual truths are trying to teach you, which is definitely a depth of learning the morals of them. For me, I'm seeing it as learning the hollow bone. You're learning, I call it the hollow bone because it's what I learned in shamanic work. The hollow bone is where I always say, you go all the way through to the pain. And just when you think you can't go any further, keep going. Because if you keep going, then it opens into the unconditional love and the awe comes in and you start to learn the higher level of truth. So this is saying don't give up, put more heart and soul into that spiritual effort of yourself, because the higher self is trying to show you there's so much more than what you even realize. And you're going to see that for the rest of your life is going to be happening, period, with Regulus there. Now, as you come into the 10th house, this is your honor, your reputation, your prestige, your professional career and social foundations, the responsibility, authority, and duty of the outer world. This is Libra. And Libra is all about finding justice and balance. It still has Haumea in it. It still has make in it, which is the collective consciousness and where you are on the lotus flower. So this is about maturing and growing in the honor and the reputation and the social foundation that brings the financial success. What are the responsibilities and duties that bring true balance and true justice to the growth of this? You're definitely having this energy influenced right now, though, with Ura. And Ura is the sacrifice and commitment it takes to get over the hump. It is what's going to bring you into a whole new success, a whole new level of honor and reputation, financial success, social foundations, strengthening them by coming to a new level of consciousness of where they can go and where you want them to go. Spirit is saying within your own true self-realization of what it is you truly desire to create. Now, Scorpio is your 11th house. What you have here is Mars. Mars is in one of its home signs. And this is a great time, now that Mars has moved into Scorpio, spent all that time in Libra. Mars is our passion, our action, our aggression. It's our inner warrior. And it's in that community. It's in that larger group, our friends, our memberships. But are they the right friends and memberships and groups to be keeping to amplify the hopes, dreams, goals, ambitions? Mars is here ready to take action, ready to take some kind of movement forward. It spent the last month in delegation of a meeting going, well, really, what is the balance here? What is the justice here? What is right and what is wrong? And now that it's spent the whole last month kind of figuring that out, it's ready to take action. But remember, this is where I kept getting stopped with Spirit saying that the communication, there's something here you need to hear. There's something here you need to hear, and there's something about the creative expression. So make sure you're taking time for yourself to love yourself right, to truly go deep in and decide what you want to discover about your ambitions, your goals, your dreams. And then realize there are situations or people in these larger groups and memberships that are actually there to help you and may have something to say that you're not seeing that will actually help. Or is definitely something that you're going to see that will take you in the wrong direction. One way or another, there's something here you need to hear from an expression from another, whether it's good or bad, as to where you're going to take this. And if you're not listening because I'm not saying that you should not be expressing your truth, even though they're choking me up. So maybe you need to express it a little less, in the sense of you need to allow someone else to also speak, because you may be expressing your truth, but you're not hearing it through to understand, oh, your truth could be different. But you're not seeing it through wide enough eyes. I'm sorry that they're choking me up. See, like I said, there's definitely throat chakra going on. It's something to do with hearing someone else. And then we're at the 12th house. And like I said, the whole month, you're walking through that 12th house. And the 12th house still has the sun in it. It has Pallas in it, and it has Mercury in it. So this is strategically thinking how to communicate to yourself and illuminate hidden truths about yourself that need to be healed. This is getting past some of your own self-deception, where you've blocked yourself into thinking it has to be this way, but it don't. By holding on to grief, sorrow, shame, blame, being inflexible because you've been holding on to it. This is where the hidden self is trying to show you how even more powerful it is, but you won't let it out. You won't let its truth be heard. This is where the karmic debt can actually be paid off by healing it and allowing that first house. So when you come into January to really, make the changes and start going in the right direction. Not that you're not, but to help you get in even more of a right direction. I love you guys. Bye.